Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So the LG V30 has been my phone of choice for a while now. I've had it for at least 72 hours, and this is after the hype for the LG V30. Now I know it's a little sooner than I normally would do, and also I haven't done after the hype in a very long time, but this phone actually has me hyped. There's a lot to like about this phone. I will say, disclaimer, I am running the Pixel 2 launcher on here, so if it looks a little different, that's why. So what's to be hyped about with this phone? First, let's start with the hardware. The hardware on this thing is absolutely gorgeous. I haven't had a chance to drop it yet because I put it in the case. And if you haven't seen this video yet, be sure to check it out. Maybe I'll remember to leave a link in the video description of this video. If not, just search my channel and you will see the only case at the moment for the V30. But the phone is slippery. But the hardware is super nice. I really enjoy this phone so far. The size of it is absolutely nice. The screen is beautiful. The hardware is great. Lots to love about this. I've tested the cameras on here. I've already got a video review up for the cameras. It's just been a great experience, man. The size of this phone is really getting me pumped up. I'm really excited about it because I've been using my Galaxy Note 8. But if you look at the size of these phones here, the Galaxy Note 8 is much bigger, much taller. You know, it's a bigger phone. But they both have that bezel-less design, more so on the Galaxy Note 8, obviously. But it's something that about this phone, it has a 6-inch display, and it's almost like the perfect size phone. How is it this phone right here is smaller than the G6? Fantastic job, LG. Fantastic job. So the hardware, the screen, the rear camera, the front camera too, have really impressed me. More so with the rear camera. I've shot some videos on the channel with this phone already, and I've announced to you that I'm actually using this phone because I want you to kind of check the quality. You'll be able to tell when I'm not using the U11. Well, you guys can already tell when I'm not using the U11. Obviously, this is the front camera of the U11 because of how bright everything is. It's super beautiful and it just does very well. But this phone right here, the rear cameras are very impressive when shooting. I guess like if I wanted to do a film or something like that, I could definitely do it with this phone because manual mode on here is absolutely great. I have no complaints about the cameras on here. Now, I've actually picked up this phone for the cameras because I'm really looking for a phone to see if it can actually take down the U11's front and rear cameras. And so far, I haven't found it yet. But the rear cameras on here are very nice. I love the wide angle camera. So this phone right here, when shooting outside, is really solid. But I've found that in my testing in lower light situations, it's actually not as good as I thought it was going to be. And I don't claim to be a person who's a photographer by any means, or even a temporary photographer for that matter. I just shoot the videos and I use it as a consumer would use it to actually have as their daily driver. The rear cameras on here, though, are very good. The front camera, I figured out for some reason, some people were asking me how to change the front settings, and I'll go ahead and jump to that. Some people were asking me how to change the camera settings on the front camera, like changing it from 2 megapixels to 5. So first you have to actually start up the camera, and then you have to change it to the front camera, and then you hit the gear icon, and you scroll up and see your resolution. Now, what that's going to do if you change it to 5 megapixels, it's actually going to change the resolution to 4:3. So you very well could keep it, and that's 2560 by 1920. But if you wanted to, you could actually put it on 3.7 megapixels, and that's going to give you a resolution of 1440p. So that's totally up to you. The 5 megapixel is at 1920, but it's 4:3. And then the 3.7 megapixel, if you change that resolution, it's going to be 1440p, but it's going to be 16:9. So by default, it comes set to on the bottom, and I actually said it was 2 megapixels. For some reason, that is what it was coming up as. But when I look in here now, it was actually set to 1:1 by default at 1920. And so I don't understand why it was set there, but the quality was horrible. I'm pretty sure that was the setting. Let me make sure here. Yeah, it was just really bad. I mean, somehow the front camera on here was not doing very well. Whatever those original settings were, I don't remember what it was. But I will tell you that the front camera did do better once I changed it up to 5 megapixel. While it did change it to 4.3 ratio, aspect ratio, that didn't really bother me too much. So, what I can tell you is that the cameras on here are great. The rear camera is really good. The front camera, not so much. But that's not something that should deter you from buying the device, because the front cameras do well in certain lightings. Like most other phones, you can't have your cake and all at one time. And this phone right here, the one drawback that I found is the front camera. And I don't take selfies, but I do vlogs for the channel. So right now, the top phone is still the U11 for doing vlogs. It's just, as you can see here in this lighting. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start recording a front vlog right now. I'm going to mirror it next to this phone right here so you can actually see how this front camera does. And you're going to be surprised at the quality. Now what I did was I just turned on the front camera and I was holding it next to it. And then I'm going to start recording. I'll put it right here on the bottom so I can get some kind of stable. Actually, you know what? I'll put it right here. I'll go ahead and put it right here. Just to show you the quality of the U11, you're going to be blown away at what you see here. So I'm now recording with the V30, and this is the front camera of the V30. Pretty amazing, right? This is the camera of the U11. This is the camera on the V30. So you can kind of see what I mean by there's not a lot of phones that can beat out the U11's front camera for vlogging. Other than that, that is the only thing that I found on this phone that I really disliked, the front camera. Now, again, I don't do a lot of selfie photos, but I do a lot of vlogs, and that's just what it is. So, the LG V30 is a tip-top machine. The hardware is good. Battery has been good. The battery is 3,300 milliamps, and I don't change it down. You can actually change the display settings on here down to 720 or 1080p like the Galaxy phones. I leave it at Quad HD. I'm not going to turn down the display. I have the Note turned all up, and I just leave it there, and I'm getting great battery. And there's no reason why I couldn't get good battery on here. I can make it through a full day, almost. I can make it for about 22 hours maybe, but I'm getting about 5.5 to 6 hours and some change screen on time. So that's definitely doable. I don't like charging the phone every day. At the end of the day, pretty much. So what I do is I just charge it in the morning. But it can technically make it through a full day, and you should be able to get at least 5.5 hours of screen on time with heavy usage. And that's just where I'm at with it. So right now, after the hype for the LG V30, I'm really hyped about this phone. I'm excited about it. And I feel like if you get it, you'll probably be excited about it too. The hardware is just killer. It's beautiful. There's just nothing that I really dislike about the hardware. Big screen. The hardware is good. Big screen, small body. What more could I want? It's your man Jay Will. After the hype for the V30, I'm super hyped about it. Let down about the front camera, but I'm getting over that. And you should too. It's your man Jay Will. Stay tuned for more. Take care.